What were your thoughts on the first day?
Good day. I was impressed by a number of things. So the chemistry of this team, the leadership of this team, the culture. Coach Winfrey has done a really nice job through the summer. That's apparent. They like to play. They were excited to play. Physiologically, conditioning-wise, they look fit. And they handled practice really well. And it looks like I like our depth. And so I was encouraged by those things. Again, the chemistry, the culture, the conditioning they have, and I think the depth was my first impression today.
What about the execution today? Did that was a typical first day?
Yeah, it wasn't anything to write home about. Anytime there's a quarterback center exchange things, those kind of stand out. And so we had some of those, especially with our second team. And man, it was killer to have Taysom back. 10 months basically is what it's been, and that in and of itself, I think I was just smiling overall the whole time with that, not kind of overrode anytime I saw the ball on the ground. Hey, Taysom's out here. A drop pass. Hey, Taysom's out here. So hard to even dwell on anything that wasn't exactly right, just because Taysom was our quarterback.
Mitch and Micah and Tooney were not able to be out there on day one. Can you kind of update us?
Mitch, lingering injury, Tooney, lingering injury, and Micah, kind of something new that's come along, but we don't anticipate it being maybe more than one more day-ish on him.
Long-term concerns for any of the three?
I don't think so.
How did the team handle the Jamal Williams news?
They handled it really well, and so really the way that it was announced the team wasn't ideal, again, because it's summertime, and it kind of came out before I had a chance to tell my team. I always like to tell them first, and they and I love Jamal. He will be back. Absolutely will make the best of this situation, and our team loves him and I love him, so they're all with him as I am.
You have some cornerbacks, Diane Lake and Riley Burke, that excelled in high school as running backs. Any discussion or what about playing them at running back?
No, not at this point. It does not mean that and position changes, especially with freshmen, isn't out of the picture. We will all freshmen. A lot of it is they come in, we see where they play, we see where they might fit. We look at our needs, how they might contribute, and contribute early, whatever position that might be. But right now, we like them in the secondary.
How do you see the running back competition? A lot of guys vying for playing time.
I like it a lot. So Algie Brown, I love. Physical, he's tough, he's big. Reminds me a little bit of Paul Lasike / Harvey Unga, kind of in that mold. Adam Hine, I like a lot. And so both those players have experience. Even though he'll be sitting out this year in terms of eligibility, what I saw from Squally Canada today, I like. I also was impressed today with Francis Bernard. So a kind of a up-and-comer, but I like that. And then maybe the player that had the best summer, and I wouldn't overlook, kind of Brian Correa-ish, is Nate Carter. And so there's some options there. And when you go to kind of the big blocking back, Ai Ho Ching, I like that possibility there quite a bit too. So it'll be fun, and Trey Dye can carry the ball, and so who knows what happens there.
Do you have linebackers who are good enough, versatile enough to be kind of left-right as opposed to positional?
Possibly. Probably the position of most depth on our team right now is linebacker, and it'll be interesting to see how fall camp comes out, who plays where. I'm looking for the best combination. That doesn't mean inside couldn't go to outside or outside couldn't go to inside. We'll see. But there's up to 10 right now that are in consideration. We'll see if that verifies itself as camp goes.
Is McCoy Hill going to join the team when school starts?
Well, McCoy Hill will join when school starts, and that's about when he'll be cleared to start practicing at a level that would be able to even have him start to contribute. And so those injuries, man, they take a long time, and so but we're anxious to have him back.
Same deal for Philip Amone?
Same deal, yep. And similar time frame for both.
You had a kicker, Corey Edwards, not out there. Is he a school starting guy, or is he still with you? Or?
School starting. Okay.
Is it your decision on Jamal?
Yes, it was my decision on Jamal, and that's the great thing about what's happening at BYU, and maybe through tenure. Tenure is the right word. I've been here a long time, and the establishment of trust, and usually, and the best way I think it is when I know first, when the player and I can work it out, and then make recommendations, and that's. I love that because our relationship is the closest, and it gives me a great chance to care for a player through whatever accountability is necessary.
Was there any option for him to stay in school this year?
the best option for all parties was for him to withdraw, and then we get him back, and that was it will work out just right.
You're replacing a good punter. How do you like the new look?
I like it a lot. Part of coaching is when you make a replacement, sometimes it doesn't mean you do things exactly the same, but I like what's happening.
Neither one of the punters were on the team last year. Is there any trepidation with those two?
Trepidation is a good word. Until you see a ball kicked back to you in a real game, yeah, there's a little trepidation, and sometimes even then there's some trepidation. But our job is in fall camp to season, get enough experience, and so there's less trepidation.
Jordan Prater entering his sophomore year, what kind of development have you seen from him?
He was on a fierce track of development, doing an awesome job, and then got appendicitis this summer, and so it slowed him down a little bit. And so he's recovering, and I think by the end of fall camp, everything will be great. So it doesn't mean he has lingering effects now, he just missed training time.
How many Bronco reps with Taysom and your guys at quarterback?
So majority Taysom, slightly less majority Tanner Mangum, and man, can he throw it. So that was the other thing today is, man, we get Taysom's out here. Oh, look, Tanner's out here too. So I like that a lot.
Mitch Matthews, is that an injury that occurred over the summer?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
can you be more specific?
Not at this point. Talk to Steve Pincock but it happened over the summer, but he'll be fine for our open.
You guys must like Austin Hoyt.
Like Austin Hoyt a lot. In fact, if we didn't need him on offense, I would snatch him to play defensive end in the second, or maybe tight end. I like it a lot.
Are you hoping one of the running backs kind of emerges, or are
Hope
you
so.
looking? Yeah.
But if not, we'll do it by committee.
Do you expect it to be a group effort to replace what Jamal brings to the field, though?
Who knows? Too early to say right now, I would say yes, but that doesn't mean there couldn't be a single player. It wouldn't be fair for me to rule that out, or rule any player out that they could be that guy right now.
Will it be more difficult to convince Taysom not to run now that he doesn't have Jamal back?
I hope not.
I didn't phrase that correctly.
I like the way you phrased it.
What impact will Jamal being out have on Taysom's?
I really hope that it doesn't have any in terms of his decision making. I think all it means right now is we're all reaching out and making sure Jamal is protected, cared for, and knows that he's loved, and it's just a relationship more than anything. I hope it doesn't affect Taysom's play at all.
How did Moroni?
Really nice. He did a good job today. He has size, he has speed, he's really smooth, and I liked him a lot.
What's your biggest concern this camp? Is there a position
Don't have
group?
any yet.
Not yet.
I mean, no, not yet. And so those always kind of emerge, or they don't emerge. I haven't had a fall camp yet where something doesn't, but as of right now, it's just Taysom's our quarterback.
You voted on team captains?
No, not yet. The team
After camp or?
After camp, and that's normal.
Is there any newcomers you're still waiting on to get on the team, or is everyone checked in?
No, everybody's here.
With you taking over the defensive play calling again, how has Nick Howell handled that
He's
situation?
awesome. Nick is, if not my closest friend, one of my closest friends, and I think he's a fantastic coach. And our staff is just better. We have more resources and more good coaches on the same side makes us better. He's amazing.
What's specifically his role now? Secondary or?
He's still called our defensive coordinator, which means anytime I'm talking with the media and there's a defensive meeting going on, he's running the meeting. Anytime I need to meet with the player and there's a defensive meeting going on, he runs the meeting. Anytime there's specific ideas that I need in terms of game plan, he provides those. And so really it's simply play calling, which is different. And I'm in there all the time, so our staff is strengthened because there's more experience and more coaches.
There's been a lot of talk with work of Frank Wintrick over the summer. How'd the team look first day in terms of being in
Great.
shape?
Not only did they look great in terms of physiologically, again, what I said in terms of leadership, culture, excitement, it's really good.
Last question.
Last question.
Any defensive observations from today? Players that stood out?
Yeah, so a few that stood out to me. Harvey Long stood out to me. Fred Warner stood out to me. Sione Takitaki stood out to me. Travis Tuiloma stood out to me. And I think we're going to have some pretty good depth at corner. Those things all were things. So more to come. When do I get to see you guys again?
Monday.
Dang, I got to wait that long? See you.